All right.
All right, so we are starting. All right. So today's section is going to be quick and brief. So it's going to be an introductory course to Excel, right? So this is going to be a new Excel sheet where we are going to exploit and learn basic functions of the Excel. So if you are first timer in the cohort 2, we have so many versions of Excel. Let me put it in this way first. We have so many versions of Excel. Either you are using less than 2010, 2010 version, 2013 version, 2016 version, 2019 version, 2021 version, right? And we have what is called Microsoft 365. So these versions, each and every version of it has a unique features and accessibility from one another. Especially, I am using Microsoft 365. So if you are fortunate to use the same version, then we are going to use similar features. But if you're using anything less than 2010, please let us know, right? Any of the team members, let us know and we will assist you, right? In either getting 16 at least, then we can all be on the same page in terms of our analysis or finding our way on Excel. Almost all the versions I have emphasized on have similar features you see over here. So from the previous video, I made mention of these tools called the tabs. And each tab has specific groups. So you can see that if I click on let me come to the home, you will see some border lines over here, demarcating each group from the other. And within this group, you can see so many icons or buttons over here. However you call them, right? From the layman's perspective, they are called ribbons. So we have the clipboard group and we have these ribbons. So we have the paste, we have the cut, we have the copy, we have the brush. Each of them here come together to form the clipboard group. And from each group, you have something small here, which is called a line button. And from the previous video I shared with the cohort 2 participants, I said this button, its function is to give you advanced or additional accessibility, right? Or additional features or functions of that specific group, of that ribbons. So if you come to the font, we have the whole font group over here. And within the font group, we have so many ribbons inside here, right? And over here, you see the same line button. And this line button will give you extra functions or additional functions of that group. So you take it from there. Now, as an analyst, the first thing you must understand is how to format your Excel sheet. And from the Excel sheet, we have something we call Excel book. So when you open Excel for the first time and you see just one thing over here, you see sheet 1. Now this sheet 1 makes this a sheet, not a book. But if I add extra sheets like 2 or 3, now you will not see anything if you are new to Excel, right? But if I type here, Razak at sheet 1. So let me rename. So here you can rename it, right? You can change the name. Click on right button of your mouse and highlight it like this, right? So you can write here group 1. So group number 1. So group number 1, I have Razak over here. So let's change this one to group number 2. Group number 2. So in order for us to see that the changes here is affecting the other, but because there is nothing here, that's why we can't see anything, right? So let's write here, Adwoa over here. Now, let's write university over here. So group number 3. So if we come to group 1, now Adwoa is gone, the university is gone. We can only see Razak over here in group 1. When we come to group 2, you can see the same thing, that Razak is gone, the university is gone, but Adwoa is still here, right? So as if we go to group 3, we are only going to see what is in that sheet. So having this group 1, group 2, group 3 in the same Excel, then we call it spreadsheet workbook, right? So to really understand what we've done here, let's try and save this. Let's try and save. So you come to save us as a new timer, right? So you come to save us, and now save it at where you want to save it, right? So in this case, I want to save it at my desktop, right? So let me close this from here and come to my desktop. So coming to my desktop, I can see book 1 over here, right? So let me open it back here. Now, as a data analyst or data scientist, there is a technology here I want to share with you. When you are saving anything, especially Excel work, right? We have something we call file directory. Let me write it here. File directory. So the meaning of this file directory is basically the place you are saving, your work, comma, file, etc. So anything you are saving or keeping on your machine, right? We call it file directory in IT. That's the technical term, right? So in our subsequent meetings, I will be saying, maybe I'm picking this data from this directory, meaning I'm going to take the data or going to take the file from the place where I saved it. So now, knowing the directory where we saved our workbook, now it is on our desktop. So I come back here and open it again. Now I can see what we did is being seen here, right? So group 1, group 2, group 3. So one of these is called sheet, right? One of it is called sheet. So 2 become sheet, and 2 or more sheets come in. 2 or more sheets give us what is called Excel workbook. Excel workbook, right? For you as either a data analyst or a data scientist. Please, if you have any question, you can ask before we continue. Please, any questions so far? Hello. All right. So, is someone talking? All right. So now I want to do something that is called formatting. The first approach to use Excel is to know how to format your data. But to format your data, you must understand where to format your Excel sheet. So now I'm talking about just one sheet, right? So now let me delete. So if you don't need anything from the sheet you've created, you can come here, click on the right side of your mouse and delete it, right? And delete it. So it will give you this command, click on delete. The third group, come to delete and also do the same thing. It will give you this command and delete it as well, right? So now we only have a sheet. We don't have a workbook. We are working within a sheet. So the first thing to do is how to organize your data in your Excel for the purpose of those who do not have much experience working with Excel, please. Now, I want to write the list of my class students. So I teach in grade 6. So name. Now, if I want to move to the right side of the cell, so this is a cell. Moving to this is another cell. So from this cell, B4, right? So cell B4 to C4. Maybe I don't want to use the cursor of the mouse to do that. I want to use my keyboard. So please use this key on your keyboard. Tab. Use the tab key on your keyboard. Use the tab key on your keyboard. So from the name, I want to move to the next right side of the cell. So I'll click on the tab so I can write maybe sex. I want to move to the another right, age. The next, maybe I want to write maybe name, age, sex, what else? Please, can somebody add one? So name, sex, age, and maybe the complexion or something like that. No, maybe let's use the 3, right? Let's use the 3 here. So the name, now I'm starting with the first name, Daniel Ahima. Richard Qualton, Nkwan, Rachel, Gaga, Hayford. So we can add another one. Can add another one, Roberts.
Please, I have a question.
All right, okay, you can ask.
Please, where the name, sex, age is, I think it's on the 4th column, right?
Yes, please.
Please, isn't the topic supposed to be at the top?
Yes, please.
How can you send it to the top, please?
All right, okay. All right, thank you. So we will see to that right after this. So thank you for drawing our attention earlier. So your question is well noted.
Oh, okay.
All right, okay.
Sure.
So now maybe the last person is Robert Nana Nanampi. Please, those from Tanzania, I'm using Ghanaian name, so please. Okay. Razak, you have a question, please, you can ask. Okay. Razak, please, you can ask your question or you can send it as a message and I'll see to it.
Okay, I was asking, how can we send the topics upwards?
Upwards.
before the names will start from 1, 2, 3, 4 in the columns.
All right. So it is part of the formatting, the SL formatting, right? But in order not to complicate the training, that's why I started with just imputing names in SL worksheets. So that one will come here. That's why I left, I think, 3 pages or so, right? So we will do it over here. Are we good to go?
Oh, okay.
All right. So
Yeah.
look, okay, thank you very much. Looking
Thank
at it very carefully, you could see that the names are eaten into the cells column, of which it shouldn't be so. So somebody will say, okay, now I have my name. I can just type my cells over here, maybe male. Here, okay, this person is also a male, right? Hey, this person is also a male. No gender balance. Oh my God. This person is also a male, right? So now, how do we mention their names? It's going to be very difficult, right? That's where the basic formatting comes in. So we have 2 types of formatting we can do here. You can either bring your cursor over here. So you see that your cursor will change to that Jesus cross symbol, right? If it does, click on the left side of your mouse and drag it. So you get the maximum size that you need, right? The maximum size that you need. What is the importance of doing this? So the importance of doing this kind of formatting or data formatting, one is to help data readability. So when we understand it better, I'll use the big technical ways, right? But for us to understand it and get it better, that's why I'm using data readability. 2, it also enhances how clear your data looks. So we are using this to layman's explanation or understanding on why we need to format our data in this way. Also, you can choose not to drag it over here, because if your data is very big enough, this can complicate either getting the right thing or the wrong thing, because you might think maybe the first 10 rows are okay, but you get to the middle of it and you see there is a problem. So what you do is you can bring your cursor here. When it turns to this same Jesus cross, double click on your mouse and it will give you the exact dimension or the exact space it needs for everything that is in the cells. So let's try it. We are not dragging anything. So you are going to do double clicking fast. 1, 2. So you could see that here, I didn't drag anything. I only made sure my cursor turned into that Jesus cross and I double clicked it and it gave me the exact space. So even if I had everything over here occupied, what is going to happen is that it's going to take the last dimension or the last word of the longest name and fit it directly into the cells for me. So now the method we used over here, is called data formatting. The method we used here is called data formatting. So from this data formatting, we are looking at this. Whenever you pick a data, as an analyst or as a data scientist, the first question is the data clean? Clean and clear to read? Okay. Is your data clean and clear to read? If your data is not clean and clear to read, then please, this is what we are going to do. Very simple. All right. So let me try and pick a data here, a real world data here, and see what the little we've done, if it works or we have something like that. Okay. So we have a data here, right? We are not interested in anything. We are only looking at how to enhance readability and clarity of our data. Because if you don't see whatever is in the data very well, you cannot perform any quality analysis. So now, let me see. Okay, now let's come to the column G. We can see that many of the words are eaten into the other cell. So how do we make sure that this column is clear and readable? We are going to use the same principle, right? You come here, either you drag and you drop, or you double click it, and it will do the magic for you. So if we scroll down, you can see that the line has taken a good fit of the last longest sentence over here. Now, I think the next one to do is column number D. So column number D, you do the same thing, and it did the same thing for us, right? So now, what if many of the data you have, or many of the columns have that same challenge? Are you going to do it one after the other? No. The only thing you should do is to highlight everything like I have done, right? So you can see that we did for column G and column D. But if we come to column J, the percentage is also eating into column K. So in this case, you have about 20 columns against 2,000 rows. How are you going to scan through manually, like I'm just scrolling? It will be very difficult and tough for you in Excel. So what you should do is to just highlight everything, right? So to highlight everything, you can use your mouse, stand at the last part, that's the left side of your data, and drag your data to the last part of it, right? Like I have done it. Technically, you can also use keyboard shortcut. Please, you can write them down, right? So Control plus A will select everything for you. So Control plus number A. Let me write it here for you. Control plus A. Control plus A will select, so select all, right? So Control plus A will give you select all. So Control plus A, select all. So what I'm going to do is that find just one margin or marginal line for any of the columns. So you can stand at column E, the last part. You can stand at column D, the last part, or stand at column H, the last part. Now, we are not going to use the drag and pulling method. No. We are going to use the double clicking method to make sure that our data is readable. Anything, any sentence that is eaten into the another column will get a best fit of it as part of our data formatting practice. So let's go. I'm coming. All right. So you could see that our data has been selected for the entire worksheet of the Excel. Before then, we saw that the bonus percentage was eaten into column K, but now it is very readable and it is only seen in the column G column, or the first row, that's G1. Let's go back to our data. So now, don't be doing this again, right? So either you do the first method or you do the second method. So the age, maybe we can say 32, 12, 21, 21, 23, and 12. All right, so let's delete this. Let's delete this. Now, we need the heading or the header. Maybe I'm a beginner, so I will start from here. Names of grade 6 students of primary Adwoa DA, of primary Adwoa DA, or yeah, of, oh, is it Adwoa DA primary school? Yeah, of Adwoa DA primary school. Now, looking at this, you can see that our heading is still eating into column C, column D, column E, and column F, of which it shouldn't be so. So immediately I start typing something here in column C, column D, column E. We can all see that our heading is gone, right? Now it has been submerged under column B. So what are we going to do over here? So we have something to do in data formatting called merging. Merging of cells. So what is the function of merging of cells over here? To merge a cell means to put two or more cells together. For a specific content, character, or simply, let me just put it worse, so we will all understand it better. So if we need a bigger space in a cell to write something, the best thing to do, or the best data formatting practices to do, is to merge the cell, to make sure that from this cell to this cell that we need to do our heading is merged. So how do we merge these cells? What we should do is come here. Please, if we are not using Microsoft 365, yours might look different, right? But still, come to this area and you will see the merge cells over here, right? So we have merge cells, we have merge across, and we have merge and center, right? We are going to see to each and every one. But to enhance our understanding better, we are only going to use merge cells at the moment. Don't worry, we are going to practice everything, right? Practically, so we will all understand it better. So now just click on merge cell. The moment you click on merge cell, you could see that everything, all the cells are now seen as just one. So if we wanted to merge from this side, and this side, we could have just come here the same and come to merge cells. And now everything is gone. So as big as we want our heading or header to be, just come here to your font type. So the font type, maybe let's use Times New Roman. I think that is common to many of us. So this is called font type. And this one is called font size. So you can come and increase your size as you want it. So maybe I just need this. I need this. All right. So after you are done, what you can do again is to maybe color, but maybe we can leave the coloring now and just look at how to format it, right? So we are not going to look at how we are going to make it nice or good. So now we have our header here and you can bold it, right? You can highlight everything. Click on Ctrl+B to bold it, or you can come here and click on the B to bold it for you. So you have names of grade 6 students of Adwoa Primary School. So over here, we can see that still the primary school is still under the column G, right? So is it good to either drag and drop to get the best fit of our data, or just double click and get it? You can do this, but if you think, or you are working on a bigger data set like we have here, make sure you have the required space being made before you do that.